Teresa Neisenfeld. I'm the director of the Southwest Washington Workforce Development Council and want to welcome all of you to PubTalk tonight. Back by popular demand, a business pitch. Last time we did 3 business pitches that let you all sort of see and hear and smell how that goes, and we're going to do 1 more of those this time. And then we're going to have a panel of investors.
Ryno Motors sells a microcycle, not because it's a lot of fun to ride, but because it serves a specific need. It's part of a global strategy to build the brand up in the United States and license it to manufacturers in country. Today, we're self-funded. We're working on our first production bike. We have filed our patents, and we've done some market research with both the Vancouver and the Portland police departments to get some feedback on how they like the bike, and also some local motorcycle enthusiasts. So the problem is in short distance commuting, and this problem exists across all 3 of these markets. In the police market, it's about response time. How do you take a highly trained police officer, move through the crowded festival in congested traffic, run somebody down without getting all amped up, and actually reduce your liability? So then in the industrial space, it's about productivity. How do I get my person from a job site to another job site, move them around in these big factories? And both of these are business-to-business return on investment types of sales opportunities where the payback on the bike is in months. And in the consumer space, it's about personal time. How do I move through my life with more balance? And it's about fun. The solution we have is a small personal transportation vehicle, 30-mile range, 20 miles per hour, and under $4,000. And the beauty of this bike is it's so small. The most important thing about this product is you can put your feet on the ground and maneuver around. It's a hands-free, so I can move around in industrial space and pilot the bike easily. I can move around traffic. I can turn 90 degrees. So it's just enough bike to allow people to move around in these congested settings. It goes on the train. It goes up the elevator. It goes down into the parking garage. Thank you very much, Jeff. So the global market is big, and it's getting bigger. 466 million units of 2-wheeled electric vehicles are going to be sold in the next 6 years. People are moving into urban centers, and these people are moving around. There's some statistics, it's actually shorter to ride all the way to work than to wait in line to get on some of the public transportation in other parts of the planet. So our marketing strategy specifically is we're going to go into the police space locally. And this is already an enthusiastic crowd. We've talked to these people, they love the bike, and the reason we're going to go into this police space is because when people see products that the police are using, they see them as safe, rugged, and reliable. So we're going to take full advantage of that, raise the brand awareness of the Ryno on a global stage, and then license our technology into existing manufacturing infrastructure in country. And these are companies that already have dealers. These are companies that already deal with battery technology, motors. 60% of the parts in the bike right now are already in production in other electric vehicle lines. So we are a drop-in into the infrastructure that exists in the rest of the globe. So that's our low-cost strategy. That's our big vision for a global market. Thank you very much.
And there are 3 investors here that we've chosen, all of which come from slightly different angles of investment in the community.
My name's Angela Jackson, and thank you to Kathy Sego and Richard Biggs and the great people here in Clark County. There's a lot happening here, and anyone in Portland who calls themselves an angel investor who isn't paying attention to Clark County is not an angel investor. I mean, there's a lot happening here. It's very exciting.
When Kathy asked me to present, she told me that there's 2 superstars on the panel, and she needed someone to help lower the bar a bit. So I'm grateful to be here. I didn't follow the script. I have kind of organized my thoughts in 2 buckets. One, what do we really look for? What are successful characteristics of successful startups? And 2, I've always made it a habit of talking to the companies that we've funded to ask them what they wish they knew before they started the company.
We're a traditional private equity venture capital fund with institutional investors being banks, foundations, states. This is from PwC Money Tree. This was seed and startup investing in the state of Washington for the last 15 years. And these are millions of dollars, again, back in 1999, 2000, 2001 timeframe. There was a crazy amount of money being deployed, and you could see it was over $100 million in seed startup investments in the state of Washington.
A lot of the time, it's going to be about that person and what they can accomplish. And in many ways, you know, I am a formal advisor to a lot of these companies. I'm in many ways a coach to them. You know, a lot of what they need to know, they already know, but they're working on 10 things at once, and they have a hard time prioritizing. So a lot of times I test them for, you know, how do they react to different changes in scenarios? How do they react to, you know, different changes in the macro environment? You know, frankly, some of the most promising companies, you know, some of their leaders just disappeared in the trouble of the last couple of years because they weren't up to dealing with change.
Three things that I've focused on. One, and I hear some themes already, it's clarity of vision. Who's your target? How big is your market? What's the value proposition, and how well do you really understand that? Because a marginal value proposition is not going to survive a recession, and it's not going to get funded. Do you have unique and defensive products that strong barriers to entry or strong barriers to replication? You know, what's the key differentiation from your competition? I often hear, especially with real startups, that say, you know, we're going to outwork them, and don't tell me that, because I'm assuming you're going to outwork them. I really want to know what the tangible product is. Managing discipline, the team is exceedingly important, and there's a lot of eccentricities in entrepreneurs, and it's important that people realize what their weaknesses are, and they hire to fill those weaknesses.
I think the integrity of the leadership is the most critical factor in investing. You invest in people, because if you don't have integrity at the top, regardless of how good the product is, it's going to break down and you're not going to have a good investment. And the second thing that I think you said in a roundabout way is you need to have a product that the market is screaming for. You don't develop something you think is kind of cute and then try to find the market. It has to be something where the market has a strong need and you're filling a market need.
Consumer credit is gone, and consumer credit used to provide a great first test for how much the entrepreneur believed in what they were doing. They could instantly buy something, get a bit of, you know, cash to play with, you know, work up their home equity loan. And for most people, that option is gone. So we no longer have that sort of proportional skin test that I think was really a great market indicator for the angel investor.
On the business plan side, a lot of you guys are struggling with that, but first and foremost, I guess believe in it, but don't overdo it. Don't prepare it just for the investors, please. Customers matter most to us, and I think they matter most to most investors, but there's a variance of opinion here. Don't forget that there's dozens and dozens of free internet tools that can help you refine that, and there's volunteers and great resources that we've seen tonight to help you with that. The phrase "steak before sizzle" resonates with us. Don't be wedded to your PowerPoint. Realize that it has to be interactive, and your investors will ask questions. And really encourage you to get outside board members and outside scrutiny before you ever talk to an investor.
Our expectations are that the companies will be eventually sold, acquired by someone in the industry, or we can recap ourselves out. By that means we can go out and get new financing. We've paid down the debt enough to allow that to happen and refinance this out.
We do need to pay attention here to infrastructure to make sure that there are the Starbucks down the street, the laundromats, the other service things that would help support the development of new companies in that area, making sure we have the sewer and the water, et cetera. There are a lot of large companies that were high tech that were looking to locate up here, and we didn't have the right sewer or the water, and so they chose another location. Those are things that we need to address, in this area as we're trying to build organically.